My daughter always loved telling the truth. When I asked her if she thought I was pretty, she looked right at me and said, "Honestly, Mom, you are the ugliest mom at my whole preschool." When my mother-in-law pointed her finger in my face and called me a wasteful spender for buying her an expensive backpack, I asked my daughter how that made her feel. She smiled and said, "Honestly, I was pretty happy watching you get yelled at." My husband once joked with her, asking if she would take care of me when I got old. She scoffed. "I am not taking care of her. When she gets old, she should just hurry up and be put 6 feet under." My heart went completely cold, but her eyes curved into happy little crescents. "I am just telling the truth." Later on, a detective came to our house doing a routine neighborhood canvass and asked my daughter a few standard questions. Once again, my daughter told the truth, but this time it was a truth she would regret for the rest of her life. The detective knocked on our door to update the local residential registry. My 7-year-old daughter Brenda blinked her big eyes and asked, "Why do you have to write our names down?" The detective gently patted her head. "It helps keep the neighborhood safe, and it helps us make sure bad people do not kidnap little kids." Brenda nodded, her face suddenly lighting up with an exaggerated look of realization. "Oh, I get it. You want to catch kidnappers. Well, isn't my mom one of those? She told me out of her own mouth yesterday that she kidnapped me." The smile froze completely on the detective's face. I stared at my daughter in absolute shock. Seeing the sly, calculating gleam in her eyes, my brain started to buzz. Brenda had a habit of saying honest things specifically designed to humiliate me and cause me pain. Just yesterday, I refused to let her eat too much junk food before dinner. She threw a fit, calling me an evil mother and screaming that she didn't want to be my daughter anymore. I was exhausted and furious, so I snapped back, "You're right, you aren't my daughter. I kidnapped you." At the time, she argued back saying she didn't believe me. I never imagined she would take a sarcastic comment she didn't even believe, package it as the truth, and feed it directly to a police officer. The detective was already looking at me with a completely different expression. I forced out a dry, awkward laugh. "She was misbehaving yesterday and I lost my temper. It was just a stupid joke. I didn't think she would take it literally." The detective's brow relaxed slightly. He turned to Brenda. "Little girl, you can't joke about things like that. If your mom gets mistaken for a kidnapper, she could go to jail." Seeing Brenda nod, the knot in my chest finally loosened. I thought the ordeal was over, but a second